I'm gonna make an exception because again, it's my TBR, my rules. Hello besties, it's Carol. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we are doing another TBR jar picks my TBR for the month. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna look away, pick a prompt, and then pick a book somewhere on my TBR for me to read for February. I think I'm gonna do 7 prompts because I think that's what I did last month, and I think that's around a good number. Make sure to follow my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, Amazon wishlist, things like that are linked down below if you want to check those out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. And let's just get right into it. First prompt. If I had a prompt that literally I've been getting for the last couple months, I'm putting it back. First prompt. Book that everyone was talking about. I got this last month. I think I got that last month. I'm not doing that again. Actual first prompt. Book with color in the title. Oh god, do I have any? Guys, so looking at my physical TBR, I honestly don't even know if I have one that has a color. The only thing that stands out to me was Crimson River. Let me fact check myself real quick. Crimson is considered a color. It's a type of red. So the only book that I think I have that comes up to mind, I'm gonna go with Crimson River by Devney Perry. This is the 5th book in the Eden series. This is about Lila, who's the one that owns a coffee shop, and then, you know, some guy named Vance. This series is just like the most fun, small town, little quick romances. For a book with a color in the title, I'm gonna go with Crimson River by Devney Perry. Okay, next prompt. Prompt number 2. Book chosen solely by the cover. I think I got this last month. I'm seriously, guys, I'm gonna have to just take them out. The ones I get this month, I'm taking out of the jar. Hopefully prompt actually number 2. Book by an author you love. Oh, yay! I like this one because that means I can pretty much pick anything. An author that I love. I have a lot of her books. It's vsco, and Forever Never is the book that I'm gonna choose by her because this is kind of like, it's giving winter-y, like cold, crisp vibes. And February, I mean, where I live, I think March kind of still counts as like winter. It's chunky, but I'm here for it. vsco's writing style is just so easy to get through. And yeah, I don't really remember what this is about. I know it's told in 3rd person. Guy named Brick fell in love with his brother's high school sweetheart. Stuff like that. She comes back into town for some kind of reason and he wants to figure it out. A book by an author that I love, I'm gonna go with Forever Never by vsco. All right, prompt number 3. Book with favorite color cover. Okay, my favorite color is green, so I have to pick a cover with green in it. I don't know if I want to pick one that's fully green. It depends on what my options are. But I have to preface every time that it's my TBR, my rules. So technically, this book fully isn't my favorite color, but it has my favorite color in it. So I'm counting it. Going with Hot House Flower by Kristen and Becca Ritchie, I read Kiss the Sky last month, and I just have wanted to read this book so bad. Like, I want to get to Reich and Daisy's story so incredibly bad. This is the 5th book, I think, in the Addicted Calloway Sisters universe. This is Reich and Daisy's story. Reich is, I don't really want to say his relation, but he's related somehow in this series. And then Daisy is Lily's sister from the Addicted series. It's kind of an age gap romance. That's all I know. I feel like this could be really, really good. And I'm so freaking excited. Book with favorite color cover. Again, I make an exception. Has some of my favorite color in it. Is Hot House Flower by Kristen and Becca Ritchie. All right, hopefully this next prompt gives me a fantasy because there are a few fantasy books that I want to read this month. Book set in a magical place. It's like the TBR jar was listening to me. I'm just gonna pick any fantasy. Okay, I've been wanting to continue this series for a little while. I read Air of Fire back in November, so it's been like, it's gonna go on 2 months since I've been in this universe, but I am like dying to continue with it, and I've heard that this is like pretty much everybody's favorite book in the whole entire series. The Run of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. This is Queen of Shadows. It's a magical place because it's a fantasy. This is just a continuation. I heard again that this is like everybody's favorite book in the entire series. I'm so scared. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I'm so nervous though, because I just know everything is gonna go down. 4. A book set in a magical place. I'm gonna go with Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. 3 more prompts. 3 more prompts. Book by an author you've never read before. Ooh. Okay. I think I know what I'll go with for this one. I'm going to pick Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I've never read a book by Rebecca Ross. I'm probably the absolute last person to read this book, but I just felt like the hype of it kind of put me off for a little while. Pretty much all I remember or know about it is that they're like rival journalists and somehow they start sending like letters to each other. I think she's trying to send it to her brother who's in the war, and it keeps getting sent to him. They get letters sent back to each other. I don't know, there's war, there's gods, there's all the stuff like that. I am very excited to finally get into this duology now that the second book is out. Do I need to be starting another series? No, because if you didn't watch my last week's video of me reading series or trying to finish them in the middle of, I'm in the middle of a lot of series. So this is really not helping. Hope I like it. I think I will. Book by an author that I've never read before. I'm gonna go with Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross because I've never read a book by Rebecca Ross. All right, guys, 2 more prompts. Let's see what we get. 1 word title. Few options, but I wanted to go back to a romance, so I ended up choosing Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is the 4th book in the Chestnut Spring series. Love this series so much. It's been like 6 months since I've been in this world, in this universe, and I love the vibes of the series so much, and I love Elsie Silver's writing style, so yes, I want to get back into it. This is about Theo, who's a bull rider, and then Winter, who is someone's sister in the Chestnut Spring series. I heard it's accidental pregnancy, which I hate that trope, but everybody who also says they hate that trope reads this book and is like, Elsie Silver can do it right. So that's what I'm hoping is gonna happen. So I just read these books so incredibly fast. The writing style is so easy to get through. I'm trying to finish up the Chestnut Spring series, hopefully in time for when her new series comes out, I think in April. A book with a 1-word title, I'm gonna go with Reckless by Elsie Silver. All right, last prompt. Hopefully we could possibly get another fantasy. Ooh, book highest rated on my TBR. Okay, so I'm gonna go actually on Goodreads for this because I don't have a shelf that has all my physical books. So it's just gonna be the highest rated on my Goodreads to be read. So I think this is the highest. I'm gonna go down. So the first one is Just for the Summer. That book is not out yet. Next up we have Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I've already picked that book. We can't choose that. Next up is Funny Story. That is also not released yet. Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, also not released yet. We have Wild Love by Elsie Silver, not released yet. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I don't want to finish the ACOTAR series yet. I'm not in the mood to pick up A Court of Silver Flames, if we're being honest. So I'm not going to force myself to read it if I don't want to. So, I'm sorry. Guys, I'm gonna pick a different prompt. You guys are gonna be mad at me, but like, none of those books I want to read. Well, I'm not gonna make myself read them. Alright, so the other prompt is a book that's a fantasy. I'm gonna pick a fantasy book, and we're gonna act like that last prompt never happened. I'm gonna go with Powerless by Lauren Roberts again. I'm probably the absolute last person to read this book. Everybody was reading this months ago. I don't know what's been drawing me towards this book. Like, I just want to read it so bad. What I remember is that it's some kind of like YA fantasy where there's like ordinaries and then there's elites, and this girl is an ordinary and the love interest is an elite or something, and they're trying to get rid of all the ordinaries. She's got to go through, I think, trials and training, and there's somehow romance and all that. For a book that is a fantasy, I'm gonna go with Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Alright guys, so did I low-key cheat? I did, but we're not gonna talk about it. Here are the books that are on my February TBR. I'm gonna go through the prompts one more time with you guys and we'll wrap up this video. The first prompt was a book with a color in the title, and the only book that I had was Crimson River by Devaney Perry. Alright, next up, a book by an author that I love. I chose Forever Never by Lucy Score because y'all know I love me some Lucy Score. Book with favorite color cover. Go with Hot House Flower by Kristen Rebecca Ritchie because there's some green on the cover and my favorite color is green. Right, except for a book that is set in a magical place, I decided to pick Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. For a book by an author that I've never read before, I'm gonna go with Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. For a book with a one-word title, I decided to choose Reckless by Elsie Silver. And then lastly, book that is a fantasy, I chose Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Alright you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think it's a pretty good TBR, I will have to say. Hopefully I find a 5-star in the month of February, because it's been a very, very long time since I've gotten a 5-star, and I have a feeling that a lot of these have potential of being a 5-star. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, Amazon wishlist. Everything will be linked in the description if you want to check that out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. And I will see you guys next week for my first video of February.